Today I'm bringing you a 9k average pub game filled with pro players. So here on the dire side we have Cancel Juggernaut, we have S4 Beastmaster, we have Handsken Visage, we have Seleri Chen, and then we have FN Bristleback. So 5 pro players on this lineup. Enemy lineup is Limmp, of course, very strong pro player as well, and Gyrocopter, Cooman Morphling. I don't know who this ogre is, but then we have Era on Leshrak and SabeRLighT on Mars. So a game filled with pro players. Let's get into it.
Lessons that cannot be unlearned.
Welcome to the Church of Obelisk. So here in this style lineup, we see the ultimate push strat. We have Visage, we have Beastmaster, we have Chen, and we also have Bristleback and Juggernaut, who are also quite strong cores in these kinds of push lineups. So it's going to be very high tempo Dota coming out here from the Dial team. And we're going to primarily focus on these two heroes, the Alliance heroes here, Beastmaster and Visage, who are going to play the off lane here, and with a position 3 Beastmaster and a 4 Visage. So I've recently released my big Visage guide, and there I recommended that as a position 4 Visage you should buy a Tango, a Mango, and then a Basilius. Here we see Handsken is not doing that. Instead he's going for a Blightstone and a Healing Cell instead of that Basilius. The reason for that is that in this particular lineup, Beastmaster and Visage, you're not really going to reliably get those Solar Assumption stacks up. This is a lineup that doesn't really have any sort of real disable. You have some slows here, but no stuns, no real force in the fight, and the enemy Morphling Ogre lineup is also a fairly passive lane, so they're not really going to force those fights either. So there's not that many opportunities to really use that Solar Assumption, so he doesn't need as much mana regen as he usually would as Visage, which I guess is why he's going for this Blightstone. Also, of course, he's with a Beastmaster, who's going to have a lot of physical damage, so that extra amount reduction is quite strong here. So in Beastmaster we see a Coiling Blade and a Ring of Protection, just efficient laning items. Ring of Protection is really strong on melee offlaners, especially if they're strength heroes. And then a whole bunch of regen just to be able to keep up with all the harassment that might come out. So this is not the ideal Visage matchup in terms of laning phase, because as Visage you typically want a hero who can sort of force fights, who's like a strong frontliner, and who's later on in the game is going to be an initiator, which Beastmaster doesn't really fulfill that role all that well. I mean, he can sort of initiate, but he's not the best initiator. And he can kind of frontline, but he's not that tanky. But of course, Beastmaster offers a lot of value with his Inner Beast aura, which is great for your familiars later on in the game. So it's also, of course, a great pushing hero, and Visage obviously good in pushing lineups. So even though it's not the best lane, they're still doing reasonably well here. And if you look at the last hits, you can see this Morphling and Beastmaster trading farm fairly evenly. Let's take a brief look at the other lanes. So in mid lane we see Bristleback going up against Gyrocopter. Bristleback is not doing this thing that some Bristlebacks have been doing recently in the mid, where they just pull those waves right from the start, and they pull those waves into these cams, and they stack those waves, and just like trade farm, which this Bristleback is not going to do. He's just going to lane regularly here. And then on the top lane we see Chen and Juggernaut going up here against this Leshrak and Mars lane, which I think is going fairly evenly here, like slight advantage here for Juggernaut. So let's look back at the bottom lane again, and here we have now level 2 Call of the Wild. We have, of course, Grave Chill up, and this means that there's a lot of slow coming out. This Morphling, you can see, is slowed down to less than 200 movement speed, and with all damage coming out from Visage. He still has a Mango, he can use that Mango, and he gets the kill. Very nicely done here, and that's, of course, why you need to buy Mangoes on Visage. And I think he actually should be buying more Mangoes, but instead he's just going to complete his medallion, which also, of course, is a great item. synergizes really well with that Beastmaster and all his physical damage, so he can really focus people down now. And of course also with the Sage's Mask and then the medallion gives some good mana regen, but I would really like to see him add in a couple of mangoes here as well, just to be able to reliably get out multiple soul assumptions in those fights. Ogre has walked in the wrong neighborhood. He's trying to disrupt this pull here, but Beastmaster is wrapping around here very nicely down, moving around here. They don't give Ogre Magi an opportunity to escape, and there's going to be an easy kill here, and there's 4 claims the kill, and now Morphling is trying to get something out of this pull here, but he's not really going to be able to stick around here against that medallion. He's going quite low in armor. He is a Morphling with 11 armor, but still with that medallion, these hits from the boss are going to really hurt. And now with Ogre not really here, they can easily claim this rune. Meanwhile in the mid lane, Bristleback has also gotten that rune. He's a bottle, so of course he wants to pick up the runes. And now he's just going to farm here. The mid lane is fairly even, with like a slight advantage for Gyrocopter. You can see Gyro doing really well in this game so far. And then top lane is also still fairly even here. Chen now with the Ghost, which is one of the stronger early game creeps, has a nice slow, and of course does a ton of piercing damage, so it's great to get these last hits when your carry is not in the lane. But now Juggernaut is back, and he's gonna go back to claiming those last hits. And meanwhile in the bottom lane we see Visage going for Hammer Dominator. Definitely a strong option to go for as Visage, especially if you have such a good start as he has had here in this game. And Morphling again trying to get something out of these creeps here, but he's not really. He can't really contest here, and it's just really strong to stack those slows. So you have these balls that slow by 30%, and you have another 17% slow here, so that's a 47% slow, which is really strong. And now this Beastmaster just has rushed his Necro. Oftentimes, if you want to go straight for Necro, you would get a boots first, but they're just so strong in this lane that he doesn't really need the boots. So you can just go straight for Necro, get all the mana regen he needs, and of course have so much damage to be able to just kill people, to be able to farm creeps very fast. You can easily clear this camp with those piercing damage Necro units, and they're getting a really big advantage in this lane. Chen has now been able to pick up a Harpy and a Ghost, 2 of the strongest early game creeps, but now he's in trouble and he doesn't want to lose those creeps. Harpy of course has this really strong chain lightning ability. It does 140 damage, and also the Harpy offers full night vision, so you can see how much Chen is able to see here at night. It's all because of the Harpy. So he wants to keep those creeps alive because they're quite valuable. But Juggernaut is in trouble. He has to escape here. Has a salve up here, so he's going to salve up and just going to come in here and distract. But unfortunately his creeps are getting a bit low here, and he almost loses that Ghost, but managed to save it at the last moment, and now they can heal up with that healing ward. Meanwhile in the bot lane you see Visage and Beastmaster pushing this tower. Beastmaster is level 6 now, so it's very tough for anyone to contest this, and also very smartly luring away the creeps here and pulling them into this camp, so that those creeps part of them will die to the creeps, which means they're going to lose a little bit of experience and farm here, but getting this tower early is so much more important. Also look at that half positioning, really nicely done. Anyone who's TPing in here is going to be instantly seen, and they can just go him with Raw and with Necro. So they claim this tower without losing anything and without being contested. And now that's also a very smart thing they're doing, is Beastmaster is now going to leave this lane. Visage is not level 6 yet, and it's getting a level 6 is very strong in Visage. So our Beastmaster is going to leave him. He's going to try to maybe find a kill with his Raw. And if he doesn't, he can always just go in jungle with his Necro. Of course, Necro, one of the strongest items for jungling early on. You get such an early Necro timing, just boosts your farmer so much. So he doesn't see anyone in the lane here, and Morphling is not really an easy kill, so he just goes and farms those Ancients, which goes really easily with those Necro units. And meanwhile our Visage is able to get level 6 here. So he's going to push out the lane here, but this is a bit risky. He doesn't have boots yet. He has to be careful here. And he's going to sort of hide with his hero, but he's going to leave his familiars here, which is a bit greedy, and it's going to get punished instantly. He loses one familiar, almost loses the second one. He saves it barely. So this is really painful. You have those familiars, they have such a long cooldown, it's more than 2 minutes, and he now is going to have to play with just one familiar for 2 minutes. But now they can engage here on Mars. Mars gets the arena out first, but S4 is able to survive here on a sliver of HP, salves up, and doesn't get hit by that rebuke, and they get the kill. They're moving into mid now, and they're going to try to see if someone wants to contest here, but no one does, so they just go for the tower. And of course, it's a push that goes really quickly. Also see Chen converting here one of these melee creeps, just tank some tower shots, that's very good. Also, of course, these melee creeps add quite a bit of damage here. That's normal damage, so it's quite good against towers. So always something you will look out for as Chen. If you're pushing in a tower and you have a creep still available, just take over the melee creep and just have it tank the tower shots. It helps to push this out by so much. And while there's a little bit of downtime, you see him just jungling a little bit. It's definitely important to do this, as Visage, even though you're support, you still want to get some farm in there when you can, and this is a good opportunity. This is a creep camp that no one in the team is going to miss. The enemy ancient camp, taking away farm from the enemy that they could potentially take. So it's a nice move, and this also kind of protects Beastmaster, who's pushing down here. So if anyone wants to engage Beastmaster, we can see a response here from Visage and from Chen, and so this is a fairly safe move to do here. By the way, I really like this item build from Juggernaut. He knows that they're going for this early aggression push strat, so he's going for drums, which is one of the most efficient early game fighting items. The aura helps out a lot. It just increases the damage output from all those summons you have, as well, of course, of your heroes. And with that drum activation, they get a fast initiation here and easily get that kill. And now it's starting to Roshan. They have one hero down, and this lineup just does Roshan so quickly. They have the all the damage from all those creeps from Chen, from Visage, and from Beastmaster. And of course you have the minus armor from Bristleback, his viscous nasal goo, and of course the medallion here from Visage. So really fast Roshan, and only have this Aegis on Bristleback, so Bristleback is now completely unkillable. He's very tanky already with his treads, his bracer, Hood of Defiance, magic wand, and then on top of that he has second life. So how do you deal with that? Very strong Chen army coming out here. He has two centaurs who are really strong in this stage of the game, and the extra aura here from the Alpha Wolf, and then of course the Ogre Frost Mage, extra armor, and slows anyone who attacks that unit. So it's a really strong ability, and they're going to take on this tower with ease. And now Beastmaster is going to port into mid lane, where there's a fight going on, and SabeRLighT is going to die here, and try to get this Ogre match as well, which they will, with the Soul Assumption from Handsken coming out here. And now they can just push this tier 2 tower. Now have this 5k lead, and when you have this big lead in a lineup like this, it's just important to never let up the pressure. You just have to keep pushing, you have to keep fighting, and never let the enemy get any chance to breathe. Because they have this Morphling, they have this Gyrocopter, they have this lineup that scales really well in the late game, but right now they're still too weak to fight, and so even though there's a bit of an awkward fight here in the mid lane, it still goes really well for our Dire team, and they kill the Mars without losing anything, and with the healing ward they are going to be able to heal back up to full, and that's one of the big reasons why Juggernaut is so strong in these kind of push lineups. Also, he's maxed out healing ward, not the Blade Dance. Blade Dance doesn't actually scale all that well, but the healing ward does, and it's just such a strong ability if you're going for these push strats. So I really like the way this Juggernaut is playing here. So really well done here to him. And now they're pushing this top tower, and there's just nothing that the Radiant can do. They're trying to cut waves here, but Gyrocopter gets roared in the mid lane, and Sport is coming in, but also Leshrak trying to help out. But the entire army is coming in now, and the Strikecopter is going to get stunned here by creeps, and it's just amazing how many creeps they're running around here, and they just can't do anything. A nice storm coming out in the last second, and that is 2 kills, and then she can just push in all the remaining towers. So we have Juggernaut in the bot lane trying to contest here, and he goes for the ultimate, and it's not going to get the kill, but with his spin he can try to go. Okay, gets 1 kill but also dies. So yeah, that wasn't the greatest deal, but I'm going to try to bring in Beastmaster here, but he doesn't have roll, so this Morphling is not really going to be contested. So this one didn't go all that well. So Radiant showing signs of life, trading 1-for-1 and getting the tower, and of course most importantly just stopping the push, just stopping the Radiant team from snowballing. So Visage now has his Dominator up, he's got boots of course, he has a magic wand, really efficient items. Dominator of course is great for your familiars and for all these other summons that Chen and Beastmaster offer. And of course also the Regen Aura helps you sustain. And then of course they have Mech on Chen, very standard item, of course scales well with your Divine Favor, which gives you extra healing. And just the combination of all these auras and the utility items makes it very hard for the Radiant to contest. And they're also getting a pipe on Beastmaster. A lot of magic damage, of course, on that Radiant lineup, so pipe is crucial, and they're going for that on Beastmaster rather than on Bristleback, who's also gotten the Hood of Defiance. But it's just more important for this Bristleback to scale, because he's the mid laner, and so he's gone for the pipe on Beastmaster, and just being able to have this hood on Bristleback and then also have the pipe on Beastmaster is going to make our Bristle just extra tanky. So on Beastmaster, of course, Necro is like the item you want to build. If no one else in the team is building a Dominator, Dominator is also a very strong option. But then it's just important to also get items that help the team fight, and Necro is great for pickoffs, it's great for farming. It's great to get those walls, get better map vision and map control. But then for the team fights, you need other items, and pipe is one of the strongest team fight items, obviously. So one item I'm kind of missing on the Dire lineup is a Vessel. Vessel, of course, just a very strong item in general, and in particular against a hero like Morphling, it's very essential to get a Vessel. Maybe like Vessel on Beastmaster, maybe on Bristleback. They don't have a hero that really loves to go for Vessel, but on either of these two heroes it would be quite a strong item. And honestly, I'd rather have a Vessel here than Sentient Yasha, or perhaps just go for the pipe on Bristle and get the Vessel on Beastmaster. Either way would work, but just Vessel is so important, and it's just a strong item in this patch. So Handsken has level 13 now. He's had level 2 birds available for quite a while, but he still has level 1 birds, and that is quite bad. Like, I kind of understand that you're kind of afraid to resummon the birds, because then you have too many cooldown. If you lose them, then you're going to feel really bad. But just level 2 birds are so much stronger than level 1 birds. You literally double their damage. So just as soon as you hit level 2 and familiars, you have to resummon them and get those stronger birds unlocked. They're just so much better. Smoke from Radiant, Mars goes for the initiation here, but initiating on this ultra tanky Bristleback. And they almost burst him, but he's able to get off his hood, and now he's just not dying. And yeah, it's just not going to work out here. If you're going to initiate on that Bristleback, that's just so risky. If you don't get the kill right away, then you just lose the fight so hard. And now they're pushing onto this high ground, and even save the Alpha Wolf here. Actually, no, they just still dies. That's unfortunate. This is the most relevant creep here, but they do get the tower now, and there's just no way of stopping this. And this game is basically over at this point. So go for a push strat like that. It's important that everyone is on board, and that's definitely what we saw in this game. So this Juggernaut building these very efficient fighting items, drums, diffusal, none of that Battle Fury or Mjolnir nonsense. Even a Manta is too slow here. It's because drum is such a much stronger fighting item than getting an early Yasha. So eventually it's going to go for that Manta, but first you just want to secure your push with a crazy utility item that just gives you so much value early on, that is drums. And then you have all these aura items. Of course, you have the mech, you have this Chen now going for the second pipe, using the first pipe and the second pipe. You're going to block so much magic damage, and that just completely invalidates all the early game fighting options that this Radiant lineup has. And of course you have Beastmaster with his Necro just getting extra summons and the pipe, and then of course Visage with his Solar Crest, which you got eventually, and then first of all of course the Dominator. So really efficient, strong pushing that just was able to overrun the enemy team, and that is how you can just win a game in the first 25 minutes. If you enjoyed this game, please give this video a thumbs up and recommend the video to your friends. And if you're looking to learn how to play Visage, I have a complete Visage guide, 1 hour of everything I know about Visage, so go check that one out, and all is willing, I'll see you there.